Hello, this is Professor Teresa Pelkie. This is Session 4, Part 1, the Select Statement Order By Clause. In this session, we'll be looking at how you can sort data when you retrieve it with a select statement. In most applications, your users will probably expect to see data in a certain order. You've probably seen this on some websites where you can sort items by price, by size, or by other factors. In this session, we'll cover the following. Part 1, the Select Statement Order By Clause. The Order By Clause is easy to get started with. Part 2, sorting in ascending and descending sequence. You'll see how you can get the data to appear in the sequence that you need. Part 3, sorting when null values are present. This will be one of the first times we've had to work with null values, and you'll see how they work with the order by clause. Once again, we'll be working with the world schema and its tables. This is the schema that was introduced in Lab 1. First of all, we'll look at how data is returned from a select statement when there is no order by clause. In this example, you can see data in the world.country table. There is no order by clause. The data seems to be sorted by the code. The first few country names are sorted, but you start to see names further down in the list that are not in alphabetical order. The rule is the SQL language does not specify or require that data be returned in any particular order if the order by clause is not present. That means that data can be returned in any order. Also, there is no guarantee that if you use a select without an order by, that you will get data back in the same default order. New rows may have been added or existing rows deleted or changed. The bottom line is, when you do not have an order by clause, you cannot predict how the data will be sorted when you work with it. It might seem to be in the right order, but you cannot depend upon it. The good news is the order by clause is really easy to use, and it provides exactly what you need, a guaranteed sort order. As you can see on this slide, the order by clause follows the column specifications and the from clause. In this example, the select is a select all using the asterisk character. Notice that the order by clause is written as two separate words, order and by. If you forget to put a space between the words, you'll get an error when you try to run it. To use the order by, you just put the column name that you want to use for the sort. You can see the results of this sort. All of the country names are now in ascending order. The default sort order is ascending or alphabetical. This is the same select, and in fact, it is the same order by. But this time, instead of using the column name in the order by clause, we are using the column position. In this select all, the name column is returned as column 2. Keep in mind, when you use a select all, the columns are returned in the order that they are defined in the table. This type of order by, using the column number instead of the name, is so difficult to work with that you will almost never see it in production applications. We will not use this type of order by anymore in this course. I only wanted to show you this now so that you would be aware that you can do this. If you ever see it again, you'll know what is going on. The true power of order by comes into play when you specify more than one column in the order by list. In this select, we are specifying the order by clause using the continent and name columns. In the result grid, you can see that the data is first sorted by continent. In this case, you see that Asia is showing up for all of the countries. Next, the data is sorted by the name column. So what we end up with is a sorted list of countries that are sorted by the continent first then country. Here's another example of an order by, this time using 3 columns. The columns are continent, region, and name. You can specify as many columns in the order by list as you need. If necessary, you can include all of the columns in the table. Finally, here's an example of an order by that you might never see in a production application. Look closely at the select statement. This is not a select all. Instead, 3 specific column names are listed as the columns to include in the results. The columns to include are name, continent, and region. Now look at the order by clause. The order by column is population, which was not specified in the select list. As you can see in the result grid, this is a valid select statement. What you can't see is that the data is sorted in order by population, from the least populated country to the most populated. You can't see that because the population column is not included. In most applications, it would be pretty unusual to see a select statement that uses an order by like this. Most of the time, if you're sorting by a column, you want to see the column in the results. But if you need to sort by a column, but don't care about the data in the column, you can use an order by like this. In the next video, we'll look at how to use the ascending and descending options in the order by clause.